Hey guys, this is Crossy Adventures 8. We are about to get into it. We're going to meet some artists, we're going to meet some random strangers with some wise wisdom, and get up to a bit of mischief. So enjoy and stay tuned. Woo! Perfection. Perfection is procrastination. Why? Because you want to get everything right, but in this life, nothing is fucking promised. Nothing in this fucking life is promised. The only thing that you are promised in this life is that you will die at some point. You ain't promised that you're going to have friends. You ain't promised that you're going to have love. You ain't promised that you're going to have happiness. You're not promised you're going to have success. None of these things in life you are promised. But yet we have this pursuit to pursue all these things. Why? Because life is a fucking gamble, my friend. Life is a gamble. Everything in life is a gamble. And what is a gamble? It's a game. Sometimes we try to live by the rules of this game, but every game within the game has its own set of fucking rules, man. You know? Like it's amazing. Like say for example in rap, you have people that have levels in the games of how to pattern a certain set of delivery, you know, to tell a story. And then you have another game within the game of rap, and you have to learn how to promote, and you have to learn how to collab with certain collaborators so that you get bigger exposure. Now that's just a game within a game. And then on top of that, you have to know who you're marketing to. You know? That's just one example of many examples. Because there's levels in whatever subject you decide to create an opportunity in. You know? There's many levels. And the funny thing is that everyone thinks that they know it all. And the people that don't are probably the smartest motherfuckers alive, because you know that no matter what you know, how smart you fucking think you are, there's always someone who knows something that you don't. You know? It's a crazy fucking world, man. I used to think, oh, hey, you know what? Like, what is the point of working when you're just going to get a debt? These cunts are foolish. Go on the welfare system and don't worry. Let these fucking stupid idiots pay for everything that I want to do. Then I realized that it was better to work for something and look forward to something than have things handed to you. Because you just don't appreciate it. And I'm not talking like I'm a fucking spoiled brat. I ain't a spoiled brat. Because almost everything that I've worked for in the last 5 years, I've worked for to get for myself. And I'm not a selfish person. I'm generous. And anyone that's known me within the last 5 years has known that I've been fucking super generous with everything I've ever had. You know? I'm a super generous person. And I know me, I have these big ideas and these big concepts, and I want to share them with the world. And I will. But I know what's prevented me from doing that. And part of it's to do with, oh, it's been done before, so I can't do my own thing whilst doing the same thing as everyone else. On top of that, oh, I can't do it because it's not perfect. It's not the way that I think it's going to be, so why the fuck bother trying? Everyone's going to laugh at this. Or it's, you know what, like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till the opportunity comes to me. And waiting is good. You know, being patient is good. Okay? Because nothing's going to happen overnight. But that's the thing. If you wait and don't put in work first and then wait, then nothing's ever going to come, bro. Nothing's ever going to change. It's just going to be the same shit. And then you're going around circles, just like fucking Einstein said. You know, the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until eventually you just go fucking mad because what you've been working for, you're never going to achieve. Now, I'm not saying that repetition doesn't work, because it does. Because you have to repeat something over and over again to master it. You know? To remember things, you have to repeat stuff. So, it's not the fact that you have to repeat things. It's the fact that you have to take a different approach every time you repeat something. It's like how they make film, right? The way they make film is that they'll get one scene, right, with two people and they're talking or something. And how much shots does it take to get that fucking 2-minute to 5-minute scene? Yeah, exactly. More than fucking 20 different angles, man. And that's not even saying how much takes of those different angles for the same fucking scene that takes 2 to 5 minutes. See, it's amazing, because once you realize that creation is a fucking process, man. When you realize that creation is a process and nothing is promised in this fucking world, then you can realize, if you're a religious person, why the world is fucked. Because, I mean, like, what if we're created in God's image, right? You know, and you're a religious person, if you're created in God's image, do you really think that he'd have everything perfect? What if he's like us and we're just his creation? And whether his creation is a simulation or whether it's like something bigger than that, I will never know. But what I do know is that we are creating just as much as he is creating. And he gave us the power of will, you know? And the power of will is meant to push us and drive us and to be our main, you know, motivation to fucking do things in these worlds. And by worlds, I mean because we live in a dimensional basis. We're in different dimensions. Every thought is another pattern or separate dimension. Right?
Yeah, but then like you think that she's just got a couple with it over there. I wonder why. And you Googled it. There must be.
What's your name?
I'm Hannah.
Nice to meet you, Hannah. Tell us a story.
Oh my gosh. Oh fuck! I actually have nothing to say.
Okay. I bought this book at wherever.
No, I've only read one chapter of it, so I can't say anything.
Okay, so what's the book?
But it's just about healthy skin. Apparently your body is like either alkaline or what's the opposite? Acidic. And if you eat too many acidic foods, which is in like a lot of processed foods and like random foods, then it affects your like gut and it affects your pimples. It gives you bad skin.
Okay, so
like sometimes you gotta cut out really acidic foods, but not like acidic like fruits and stuff. It's like some foods like turn acidic once they're digested.
do you know what lectins are?
No.
Okay, lectins are like nightshade foods and stuff like that. Lectins apparently make leaky gut, so it's like, so what you were saying before, like eating acidic foods can make your skin kind of deteriorate. So eating stuff with lectins in it, such as like legumes, like peas and beans and stuff like that, and even potatoes, can deteriorate your gut so that you can't, basically, so you get digestion easier, you get ulcers and stuff like that easier if you have these foods. So it's kind of ironic that, you know, we're told about vegetables, how they're like so important, right?
Yes.
But certain vegetables can destroy the body. So
everything in everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation. So is that the piece of wisdom you're leaving with?
Yeah.
Everything in moderation.
Yes, and stop eating so much processed stuff. Oh, and apparently, if you can't afford organic food, if you soak your vegetables in apple cider vinegar for 5 minutes before cooking it, it kills all of the pesticides and chemicals on it. And then it's the same as organic food, and it can be a lot healthier for you.
Do you know much about organic food?
No.
Did you know that macro organic food isn't really organic?
Probably. I believe that.
Yeah. I only recently heard about that because my mate, he works on a farm.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you have like a catchphrase you want to go out with or something?
No.
My skin is beautiful!
No.
You can have beautiful skin too. Just don't eat acidy food.
And don't put fake tan on your body too much because it's the #1 aging product on the market. It ages your skin really fast. So you gotta be careful.
You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Here we go. What's your name?
My name's William. What's going on? Right, there are people that are looking out for the homeless people in the city. I was given $5 at the start of the day. I got robbed for $100 at the start of the week, my last 100. Someone gave me $5 today, and it's the first bit of money since I had to beg mum for $5. So first money I've had in a week, and you can survive without money. And people emphasise that to me too, going, "Oh, you got no money," and it proves that if you can survive even if you have nothing. With nothing, you can wake up every day and just keep doing it. And sometimes it's a bit remedial, like it's not as great as it sounds.
So tell us a story.
I got tricked into taking meth for the first time, and I found my way back to using meth again frequently, the most frequent usage of it since I've ever had meth. And I lost my mum. Now I've got this choice of mum or meth, and it's a no-brainer. But the first I had this discussion with mum just as she kicked me out for the 4th time. I've gone to a few Narcotics Anonymous sessions, and the first step is admitting I'm powerless to my addiction, admitting you're powerless and admitting you have an addiction. And in saying that, I've kind of already chosen, it's a no-brainer between mum and meth, but I've already chosen meth. I've lost mum.
Do you feel like you've emotionally lost your mum, or you've physically lost your mum?
Both. When I'm not welcome and not wanted, not sought after, and not welcome in the presence. Sucks.
Well, I mean, like, addiction is not only hard on you, man, it's hard on everyone else, and that's the problem, because if everyone around you is addicted, no one's got a fucking problem. But if you're the only one addicted around people that aren't, then it becomes a problem for them, because they're like, well, if I can live life without this shit, why can't you? And that's the kind of mentality that she has in her head. Whereas, as you said, Narcotics Anonymous says that I have a disease and I can't fucking help it. This is just who I am. Which kind of gives this kind of like, you know, guilt-free thing, like, oh, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Which is, it, you know, do whatever you want, bro, because that's your life. But at the same time, from what I know about addiction, is that I know that there's 3 reasons why people start and continue, right? The first reason is that it's their environment and who they're around, and they want to maintain this lifestyle because the people that are around them, because or else they would have no one if they weren't using drugs, which was the main reason why I used to use drugs, right? The second reason is because they're trying to hide from something. That emotional fucking dark shit that they're trying to cover up, so they keep using drugs so they don't have to think about that. And then the third reason, right, is because they just want to get high because it just makes life better, and it doesn't really matter about, you know, it just makes them feel better. You know, there's no constant fucking scrambling of the reasons why. There's no reason, it's just they like to get high. You know, and as far as getting clean goes, bro, I know that if you find a reason that is bigger than the reason why you want to use, then you'll stick to that. But until you find that reason, bro, until you hit that bottom, you're not going to want to change, bro. So that's my 2 cents on it, bro.
And this is even another walk. I got lost in what I was doing on meth, where I do most of my artwork. All of my artwork was on meth, most of it. I tried to do a little bit of artwork, and this whole surrealism thing, I still don't fucking understand what it means, but there were a lot of surrealists that committed suicide, and I was being tapped in through by higher consciousness, and I was more possessive on meth, clearly in my artwork, and I created priceless pieces, but I just feel like I've lost that. I got lost in the meth and my work, and that's hard. That's even harder to like grasp, because I'm not like, you know, I hear echoes. No, I'm not as big as I think I am. I'm not. How does it make you feel? Like Viking God, but in all reality, I'm a frail, very emotionally strung out. Reside in myself person. No one knows me as well as Mum, and because Mum knows exactly who I am. She knows everything about me. If I didn't have anyone to come clean to like that, Mum's like my God, and she knows everything about me, and I don't have anything to hide with her, which is fabulous. But it's not fabulous now because she doesn't want me around. Sucks.
So do you? Here's another thing too, right? I noticed that when I was on meth, when I did meth, I loved to write, bro, and I would write fucking pages and pages and pages, bro. But when I was clean, I struggled to write, and that was the same thing when I first started smoking weed, bro. I would smoke weed just to get ideas and my creativity going and shit like that, and it was like I was using it as a tool, you know, because I felt like I wasn't the same frame of mind, like you said, like you're tapping into a higher consciousness within your mind that's letting you create without any of this negative bullshit that says, oh, it's gonna be shit, you know, you just go with it, right?
Yeah, you know, yeah, I know, it's surrealism is a very scary thing, because you don't know at the end of the day who's talking through you, and if you're not as fortunate as me, I was watching this church channel. I'd find random pages of the Bible, and the best one I ever found was "Prove what God's will is," and what's it on that? Yeah, random pages of the Bible. You know, this church channel was saying that someone did it, and it told him to hang himself. You don't know who this higher consciousness is on the end of the line at the end of the day. It's the same with Ouija boards and all that. You don't know who's on the other line. And the first time I did a Ouija board, I woke up in the morning homesick, and I spewed out something poisonous and toxic, and who knows what was dormant inside me that I spewed up. But it happened at Crown, and normally their flames go off around like, some of the most strangest shit. Footprints coming out of the Yarra that were covered in water around us and then back into the Yarra, and then the flames went off, so seen it. I heard the fucking zombies coming out. I said, go home, this is your father, go home. And I went to sleep for, I just spewed out something poisonous and toxic. I thought I was going to die. I slept for, half an hour or something, and when I woke up, the South Yarra was as calm as I've ever seen it. It was like glass. But I'm still trying to figure out who I am under the sky, and the only thing I do know is that I'm just a digit shark bait, and that's what's coming back to me. And I heard him in my head the other day on the west side, go fuck your mum. There's still living a decade in the past. I can't move forward. I'm just trying to survive. I'm living in today. What do I try to live in today, but I don't feel all the good. I feel the negative. Like, there's a lot of good out there, but I feel the negative. I don't. And the good takes a while to recognise. The negative is what I feel like it impacts me. I wonder why I cry sometimes and want to hide, but you just swallow the tears and keep going. I'm not even swallow. I'm just letting them dry up, because it's not me at the end of the day. It's someone else's. But because their anger and sadness are very close in the brain, and it's where I distinguish between the two. They're angry, I'm sad. There go the flames. Thank you, Crown. I'm already fucking dead. Mine dead. Already happened. Person already come up to me. How many times those car lights that used to go past me had one headlight out? All the fucking time. I'm already dead. I'm dead. The idea of me is so sad that because of money and whatever fucking bullshit's going on, it's left my mum losing her last son to my dad, her third partner who she had children with, the last son to get taken away like that. And so the reason why I didn't die when I was 4 years old was because mum would have killed herself and dad would have become a heroin addict. I could see the writing. I can see why God has kept me around. I should have died when I was 4, and I'm still here wishing I was dead. I don't want my mum. The only reason why I want to make it in life is so mum doesn't have the same, like all of her children, all of mum's children have wondered why they're alive, have wished they were dead. The only reason why I want to make it in life, and just have the universe come back for me, is so mum doesn't have that conniption when she gets older, because Benjamin Button's not too far from the truth. When they get older, they want to put the diaper back on them and hide them away in these jail cells, and we should be very fucking scared for our future, because we're building this shit. I'm building this shit, and it's worse than jail, because then they're medicating you with the worst shit ever. Dementia doesn't help. It's Darren, not fucking Eric. I'm not Eric. It's Darren. Oh, Eric.
So, do you have any wisdom, bro?
Wisdom.
So, do you have any wisdom from the other side?
I'm forever. I know that much. I've heard this. I've heard this silent voice in the distance. Not too far from many times. God is real. God is real. God told me I'm forever. God told me that there's hours left. 1,000 years in our life is a day in their life. 16th day or something like that. 16 days, we're year 2000, there's hours left. Go to church and repent quietly. Don't just acknowledge the fact that there is a higher consciousness. If surrealism is a fact, and we feel like when you work for the world works for you. That's why I'm stopping having a good conversation with you, and I'm sober, and I had my head down trying to go to sleep before. Work for the world, and the world works for you, and the world is.
But everything happens for a reason, and there's a lesson in every bit of darkness, bro. So
there is crossroads. There are crossroads, but everything is already done, and like if it's only a day in 1,000 years, we're dead. The blink of an eye, life goes by in a blink of an eye. Someone's realization on that, yeah, we're already dead. And
Hello, how's it going? What's your name?
Jada.
Jada. Okay, Jada, tell us the story.
Okay, so my girl over here, camera goes to her, Remedy. She went on tour, and I was her photographer, and we went to like a venue. I broke the mirror. The bitch that ran the place was like, what the fuck, like you broke this mirror, like it's been there for 4 years and hasn't broken. And I was like so scared, but then everyone was like, nah, it doesn't matter. And then we like filmed ourselves in the broken mirror, and I was like, it's fine. And then that night I drank so much tequila that I threw up on the Uber, and I didn't tell the Uber, and then he charged her $80. She still owes me the
I still
$80.
heard it.
$80.
And it's been like 3 fucking months.
But I was like,
Don't
okay,
question that.
wait, we were vibing, we were chill. I was listening to some like chill Janae Aiko music. I was vibing,
And I was
then I
silently
just
throwing up on the Uber.
And then I just hear her throwing up in the corner, and she had these fucking glasses on too while throwing up. She looked bougie as fuck.
Well, you're probably the coolest person if you leave your glasses on while you're throwing up.
Literally,
admit
I'm
that.
a star, bitch. I'm a star.
Okay, okay.
Can I just
Well,
ask,
I want to
do you
know
just-
about this
do you
story,
just
right?
Find drunk people and interview them.
No, I just interview random people, right? So like they could be drunk, they could be
I'm not
sober,
random.
but it doesn't matter. Like I've gotten some interesting interviews. Anyway, so
Okay,
you're an
so words
artist.
of wisdom.
Explain what art you do.
I'm a singer, rapper, and producer called Remedy. This is very bad promotion of myself.
Oh, don't.
But yeah, I've been writing since I was a little kid. Got some songs out. It's hip hop, R&B, mixed with a bit of jazz, like Amy Winehouse, and it's spelled r.em.edy on all streaming platforms. So self-promotion.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's dope. So piece of wisdom, miss.
Okay, so this is what I tell people all the time. The energy you send out is the energy you get back. So if you're thinking positive thoughts and you send out positivity, you'll get that back in your life. But if your mindset is negative and you put that negativity out into the universe, it's gonna come back on you. So you're stuck in a cycle. So change your mindset, and then your life will change with that.
Words of wisdom. Okay, any words of wisdom?
Also, I'm a fashion designer. And if you need costumes, hit me up.
Any words of wisdom? Sorry.
Be yourself. No matter how painful it is being yourself and the hate that comes with it, because not everyone's gonna like you, remain that way, because then the right people will be attracted to you.
It's cool. Law of attraction, both of you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Do you want a catchphrase to go out with?
Catchphrase.
Yeah, just random.
Jada the creator. Jada on the beat. Bitch. If he can't fuck, then I don't need his energy. I almost
Okay. We'll get it, bro. We'll get it.
I've been so close. What's it like coming back down? It just looks like you're gonna fucking. It just looks like you're gonna hit the ground. Like.
only in Melbourne. What's going on, buddy? How you doing, buddy? Going. What's your name?
Ella.
Ella. Okay, Ella, tell us a story. A story about whatever you want, dude.
The first thing that came to my mind is true crime, but I don't want to go there. I went to a cult.
Oh my God, yeah,
I went
you
to a
nearly
cult.
joined a
I nearly
cult.
joined a
You didn't
cult.
go to one, you
I nearly
joined
joined
So
a cult.
what was the cult that you
So
nearly
it's
joined?
this cult called, I feel like I'm gonna be, anyway.
They're gonna
I went
pursue
to
you now.
I know.
They're gonna find you.
It's called Landmark, and the founder was a Scientologist, and it's incredibly expensive. It's like a
It's like the
4-day.
TXs.
It's like a 4-day course, and everyone is trained up through this course. And
What was the course offering?
that's the thing. It doesn't specifically say what it is. You go there, and then they sort of avoid telling you what it is. But you go there, and I went there, and I was the eldest one there. I did like a young person one, and there's a guy up the front with a microphone, and he says you need to release your bracket, and you need to tell him everything that is. I'm so scared putting this in public. I should have chosen a different one.
Okay.
Anyways, and you have to go up there, and they have all these specific words that are specific to the course. So like, your having gotten is like your once you've been enlightened, really. And it was really, really fucked up. It was so fucked up. And it was all these kids that got up, and they told this guy up the front with a microphone. They told them their most vulnerable stories, and this guy was like, yes, you need to get it out, this is so good. And then the kids were like bawling their eyes out, and this is supposedly therapy. Anyway, and then right at the end of the thing, he's like, does anyone have a headache? I can cure it. So this little kid, he's like 16, he gets up and he says he's got a headache, and this guy supposedly cures it right in front of me. Anyway, the best part about this course was that when I went to the toilet, the first time I went, they like, we're not allowed to leave the building, and they follow you the whole time. And then when I went to the toilet, they followed me, waited outside the toilet. I waited in there for about 10 minutes just to see what would happen. I come out, she quickly puts away her watch, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. So then I go back, and then I go back again to the toilet like 5 minutes later. I wait in there for 45 minutes to see if they would like wait outside for me, because she's gonna have to wait for me to do a big shit. If I'm gonna do a big shit, she's gonna have to wait. And then I come out, and she's been timing me in the toilet, and yeah, it was the weirdest part of it.
Wow,
So-
that sounds very similar to when I was curious about this whole Scientology bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So I walked in,
course.
I did the test.
Yeah.
And
Was it a test?
The girl was so fucking rude to me, man. It was ridiculous. And at the end of the test, she said, I'm so dumb that I need a course to learn how to study. And
Right.
it was weird because she left the room, and literally as soon as I finished the test, she came straight in. So I'm like, she was filming me the whole time I was in there, man. So like, I get it, dude. They're fucking weird people, man.
But they were really lovely people. They were very lovely.
Yeah,
They
they're
were
lovely
just-
if you're a part of them. They're not lovely if you're not, though.
One of my best friends had to break up with her boyfriend of like, I don't know how long they were dating, but he got into it, and he got like deep into it. Like he was there for like he'd been in it for like 4 months or something, and they kept coming to like her house or his house when she was there, like asking him when she'd be there so that they could try get her into it. And just like basically harassing and like finding out her schedule to get her into it with him because they were scared that she was going to pull him out of it. And she ended up having to break up with him because she like couldn't do it.
The story that you're talking about. So they tried to enlist you in this landmark course thing. They didn't tell you much about it. The girl who I'd say was your mentor or some shit was timing you while you were in the bathroom. Is there any other things you want to elaborate on that?
Oh, I guess I should add, some people got a lot out of it. Like, if it works for you, then it works for you. But it made me very aware of using children, because they were all very small, vulnerable people.
So,
and it was really concerning.
So what's your wisdom?
Watch out for other people around you, and if they look like the...
Nearly 40 minutes.
I'm waiting for a chair anyway. And if it looks like they're being manipulated, then say, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Yeah, that's my wisdom. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Cool. All right, do you want a catchphrase to go out with?
Get alpaca socks.
Alpaca socks.
Alpaca socks are the best thing ever.
All right, laters, G. Now it's to...
Commission Lego figure mock build.
All right, check them out. That's it for today. So until next time.
But when and I finally found the wrong in you, and I finally found what went wrong, and I finally found the wrong in you. Don't you feel ya? Don't you on my mind? Don't you feel ya? Don't you on my mind? Don't feel ya? Don't you on my mind? On my mind? On my mind? Thank you very much. Woo! Thank you.